Now, I would have you imagine 100 years of campus ministry, 100 years of Wesley Foundation ministry throughout this connection. The Wesley Foundations are the official presence of the United Methodist Church on college campuses, called to share the transformational nature of Christ that raises up a new generation of thoughtful and articulate Christians who care about making the world better. Our Wesley Foundations are in ministry in 5 campuses across the connection, and of course, in addition to that, college chaplaincies on our conference colleges, and we're grateful for all of them. I'm going to invite those representatives of our Wesley Foundation directors, and others to come and to present a word about our Wesley Foundations.
Good morning.
Good morning.
The Methodist movement began on a university campus. In the late 1720s, in the secular environment in the age of Enlightenment, John Wesley and his brother Charles gathered fellow students together for Bible study, for prayer, spiritual self-examination, personal discipline, and local missionary work in the jails adjacent to England's Oxford University. The Wesley brothers termed their organizational gatherings the Holy Club. Almost 200 years later, in 1913, Methodist Bishop James Baker established the first Wesley Foundation on the Urbana campus of the University of Illinois as a pioneer project of the Methodist Episcopal Church. The stated purpose of the new effort was to minister to college and university students on the state-supported campus, signifying Methodist concern for those engaged in the pursuit of public education. Trinity Methodist Church in Urbana, Illinois provided the home base for the development of this new experiment, and in later years, Trinity became the Wesley Foundation for the Urbana campus. Trinity's dominant mission was focused on campus ministry. Bishop Baker's purposes included the provision of worship, religious education, leadership development for the Methodist Episcopal Church, and active recruitment for full-time Christian vocations. The immediate result of the project was to provide a home away from home for students, particularly those who were very distant from their permanent homes. He later reflected that he wanted to offer the same spiritual foundation to Methodist students at the University of Illinois that were then offered to students at church-related campuses. Bishop Baker considered using the term Holy Club for the new movement, but decided that the pietist name would be considered dated and inappropriate for the second decade of the 20th century. He chose the term Wesley Foundation with the comment, "Let us build under the lives of these college youth a spiritual foundation, such as John Wesley had after his Aldersgate experience." In this context, it has often been noted that John Wesley, at work in Oxford University, was the first Methodist campus minister. Less than 10 years after beginning Bishop Baker's work in Urbana at the University of Illinois, a Wesley Foundation nucleus was beginning in Knoxville, Tennessee in 1922 as an evening fellowship group in Church Street United Methodist Church. The meetings were held in the building located on Church Street across the street from the present location of the Lawson McGee Public Library. The purpose of the fellowship group was to minister to students attending the nearby University of Tennessee campus, especially to those who were away from home. This Tennessee beginning was the first effort of campus ministry on a state-supported campus in the Southeast. Even more significantly, it was the beginning of a Wesley Foundation in the non-sectarian college chartered United States. For the University of Tennessee, begun as Tiny Blunt College in 1797, had been authorized by the nation's first territorial legislature meeting in Knoxville in 1794. So today we celebrate 100 years of Wesley Foundation ministry. We continue to provide a home away from home on the campuses of our universities. We stand as a mission station to proclaim the love of Christ for all. In the Holston Conference, we have Wesley Foundations at UTC, UTK, ETSU, UVA-Wise, and Radford University. Working together with our brothers and sisters at the colleges of Emory and Henry, Hiwassee, and Tennessee Wesleyan, we provide that spiritual home and help students interpret God's calling in their lives. It's such a blessing and honor to work alongside Mary Kay Briggs, Marty Buchanan, Chris Dover, Alan Ellison, Keith Moore, John Owsley, and Beth Tipton in the mission and ministry of campus ministry in the Holston Conference. Students come from far and wide to our campuses, and we are truly blessed to be a part of their ongoing journey of faith. Many lives have been enriched and changed by campus ministry and share stories of how pivotal their time has been. And we have a banner. Rebecca and Jacob Ducote and Keith Moore are going to unfurl this. There are signatures that have been collected over a whirlwind journey across the campus in just a matter of days. But if we were to gather the signatures of everyone here, I would guess that it would require far more banners than we have.
You're not going to bring it up here?
You can bring it up here? Sure.
We want to see it.
Bring it on up. Come on down.
Have banner will maneuver.
If your life has been changed by campus ministry, we invite you to come and find us. We'll have the banner available, and we'll get some Sharpies in hand, and you can add your name to that, and we'll do front, back, and along the sides if we need to. But we are so thankful to be a part of this ministry. Isla Shapizi has come from Radford University, from the Virginia Conference, and found a home away from home at the Wesley Foundation there. And so I would like to invite her to come for a brief comment about her experience at the Wesley Foundation.
Thank you very much, Reverend Kobler.
Thank you so much. It's an honor to be able to share a little bit of my story. I came to Radford University as a freshman in 1997. The best advice I got as I packed up my room to move to college was from another high school friend who said, "When y'all get there, go visit the Wesley Foundation. It's like a Methodist church for college students. I know the director there. You'll really like her." And I responded, "We might could do that." "We might could" became the phrase that my new friends at the Wesley Foundation would lovingly mock. You see, I wasn't as confident an 18-year-old as some might have thought. Although I got into both colleges I applied to, I had full financial aid and scholarships that would pay my way at Radford. I'd like to say that I made the decision to come to Radford based on sound financial judgment or majors offered, but the truth is, I followed my friends. That's right, I brought my home with me, and their names were Jessica, Abby, and Elizabeth, friends that I had had since the 3rd grade. I didn't have to go anywhere or do anything alone, and although I followed them to Radford, they followed me to the Wesley Foundation. When we arrived on campus, we got invitations to Sundays on Monday at the Wesley Foundation. I have never been able to turn down ice cream, so we were definitely there. What we didn't realize was just how powerful an impact those 3 scoops would have on our college careers and our lives. We played icebreaker games that night that helped us begin to create experiences with new people that we would see in dorms, classes, on campus, and back at the Wesley Foundation. Being and staying at the Wesley Foundation was effortless. It didn't require forced studying, pleather pants, or even makeup. We could come to the table for dinner as ourselves, the same as we did at home. It was comforting and free from pressure, not to mention much better food than the dining hall. All the while, we were experiencing God through devotion, worship, mission, and fellowship, and we began forming ideas about who God is to us, not to our parents, our pastors, or our friends. We grew to seek answers and to discover our spiritual gifts and talents and realize that we are forever evolving spiritually. And none of this was happening by accident. Our campus minister was there with an army of local church members interested in taking care that we stay connected to God throughout our college experience. They took notice of what we were discovering about ourselves and about God and about events happening in our lives, and provided and offered opportunities, experiences, and devotions that helped us to frame our joys and concerns with our knowledge of and discoveries about God, rather than becoming overwhelmed and feeling lost. Sophomore year, my friend Abby lost her dad to pancreatic cancer, which was the first major death for all of us. We found the words to say and the comfort we needed at the Wesley Foundation. It was through a Bible study that our campus minister organized with a local hospital chaplain that we were able to make sense of our grief and become stronger in our faith. It was the Wesley Foundation discussions and worship that helped me to know what to say when a classmate confided in me that she was pregnant and didn't know what to do. It was at the Wesley Foundation that I realized God could use me and my testimony and my life to make a difference, one by one, in the world. Because of the nurturing we received, we learned to nurture others. With God's love being so clearly defined and given to us, we were able to give it to others. Participating in a variety of local missions, homecoming parades, fellowship activities, leadership development opportunities, leading worship in local churches, fundraising for the ministry, and Bible studies, the Wesley Foundation showed me how to bear Christ's love to the world. My time at the Wesley Foundation helped me to realize that I couldn't have a career or live my life with God absent from any part of it. So when Marty recognized I could be experiencing a call to ministry, she asked me if I wanted to go to Exploration 2000 in Texas. And I said, I could. My experiences at the Wesley Foundation taught me that I could make a difference for Christ in the world, and I was convicted and empowered to do just that. So I did go to Exploration 2000, which was my first step in the direction of ministry. Now I am an ordained deacon here in the Holston Conference and am still amazed every day how God uses me in ministry. God uses me in ways that I could have never have imagined as a freshman in 1997.
As we look back and celebrate our campus ministries here in Holston Conference, we also imagine what the future might look like. I invite you to celebrate with me our collegiate ministries in the style and an adaptation of Dr. Seuss. Collegiate ministry, today is your day. You've got some great places. You're in Holston to stay. You have worship in your halls, young adults in their shoes. You can steer the church any direction you choose. You develop young leaders and you teach them to go into all of the world, and in their faith they grow, grow, grow. You cover the campus with love and with care. You engage in ministry and teach students to share. The gospel is relevant and needs to be heeded. Even those that are distant can be peer-seated. And reaching out in service with mission trips and more, you teach that Christian action is in a disciple's core. They go hand in hand, action and piety. You equip students, faculty, and staff to reach others for Jesus, new people at last. And when they join the fellowship too, you'll empower them to be disciples true. Then off to the world your students will go, mature in their faith, and then you will know. Collegiate ministries is not just for play, it's begetting young leaders, both clergy and lay. Oh, the places you'll go. The church will survive, disciples will serve, worship will thrive because so many heard they are loved beyond measure by Jesus Christ, our Savior. As disciples grow in our scent, their faith will engage people of every possible nation and age, equipping the saints to lead the church into places and spaces where the enemy lurks. Collegiate ministries is the space where many have heard God's call to a place, and they have gone. And will the church into the future go? Yes, yes, it will indeed. Holy Spirit guaranteed. So, be you at Hiawassee, UT, Radford, or Chattanooga, Wise, Emory and Henry, ETSU, or Tennessee Wesleyan, be confident of this. God is working through you. Collegiate Ministries, today is your day. You're changing the world. Hip, hip, hooray.
The last of our report is to make a presentation for a very important award. The Francis Asbury Award is the church's recognition of an individual who has made significant contribution to fostering the church's ministry in higher education. At the local, the district, or the annual conference level of the church, the Francis Asbury Award may be given once each year to one person in each annual conference. And that Francis Asbury Award is a way of recognizing and acknowledging and recognizing remarkable leadership in the church's higher education ministry. We are pleased on this day to award the Francis Asbury Award to a person of this, not a member of this conference, but who has been a part of the ministry to students in this conference for a number of years. We're pleased to say that this person has served as a college chaplain who has now gone beyond the ministry as a chaplain to be a professor and to be the director or the head of the Department of Religion at Tennessee Wesleyan College. I'm going to invite, for the presentation of the Francis Asbury Award, to ask William McDonald to come forward and to receive. Come up here. I want to give you this. William made special arrangements to be here today, not altogether knowing why, but we are so pleased that he has come and to be here for the presentation of the Francis Asbury Award. In giving it to him, I wanted to read for him as I make this presentation. We'll give it to you. Francis Asbury Award. I wanted to read for us this word from the General Board of Higher Education and Campus Ministry, this letter from Reverend Bridget Young Ross, who is the Assistant General Secretary of Collegiate Ministries, and this is the letter of presentation for Dr. William P. McDonald. we are pleased to recognize and honor you as a recipient of the 2013 Francis Asbury Award for fostering United Methodist Ministries in higher education in the Holston Annual Conference. Named for Francis Asbury, who in 1791 challenged all Methodists to give the key of knowledge in a general way to your children and those of the poor in the vicinity of your small towns and villages. The award recognizes individuals who faithfully continue to guide the church in ministries to and with the higher education learning community. William, you were nominated for this honor by your annual conference board of higher education and campus ministry. These persons have recognized your faithful labors in supporting and strengthening and promoting the church's work in higher education ministries. You have given outstanding leadership above and beyond that which is required. This award celebrates and gives thanks for your contributions and your commitment to fostering the ministries of higher education of the United Methodist Church. On behalf of the Division of Higher Education and the General Board of Higher Education and Ministry of the United Methodist Church, I want to congratulate you and express our sincere appreciation to you for your ministry and for your service. Sincerely, Bridget Young Ross. Congratulations. I have a pen that I'm going to put on you. If I might do that. And again, I'll ask this body to express our appreciation and congratulations to William McDonald. God bless William. Bishop, this completes the report of the Board of Higher Education.
Well, if you will receive this wonderful report, will you say thank you? Thank you. And the report is received. Thank you very much.